In many ways, they are a picture of us, looking to God to be more of a genie than a God, feeling that he's somehow obligated to make our lives better, to fix our problems. And that's why it's so amazing that Jesus does what he does next. The text tells us that he got up, rebuked the wind, and said to the waves, "Quiet, be still." The wind died down and it was completely calm. Why is that so significant? Because at this point, Jesus has no reason to save these guys. They don't really trust him to be God. They think he's something more of a magician. They think he's obligated to help them. They're not really interested in remembering all the words that he has said. And yet he still saves them. Jesus saves bad people because bad people are all that there are. But we have to go a step further and make sure we understand what we mean when we say that Jesus saves. Because it's not just like, oh, you guys got a little riled up emotionally. That's okay. I'll just calm down the storm here. And that's not what Jesus says in your life either. When he saves you from your sins, it's not just, I see how you got a little bit riled up there and made some mistakes. No. Jesus forgives, which means that he pays the penalty for your sins. What almost every commentator on this text will notice is that this story is eerily similar to another story in the Bible, the story of Jonah. Think about it, a man with a commission from God sleeping in the stern of a boat during a crazy storm that miraculously gets calm. But there's a difference between Jonah's story and Jesus' story. The reason the storm gets calm in Jonah's story is that Jonah gets thrown overboard. The reason that the storm gets calm in Jesus' story is that Jesus wasn't thrown overboard yet. See, Jesus wasn't going to get thrown overboard of that boat, but he was going to get thrown overboard into the wrath of God. He was going to get thrown overboard into the fire of hell. And for original Jewish readers, this would have been very obvious to them. The Israelites were not a seafaring people. They thought of the water as a place of chaos and darkness, even attributing some demonic qualities to it. And so the idea that someone could calm water was power over the demons in their minds. By the way, this is why it's so amazing that in Revelation, when God tells us about the new heavens and the new earth, he says there's no longer any sea. It's because in the Jewish mind, that meant there was no more demonic activity. There was no more evil. But Jesus was going to throw himself into not just some water that had the characteristics of chaos and demonic activity, but the real fires of God's wrath for you, so that he could get you to the other side. Jesus was going to be wrecked so that you could stay intact.